You are listening to the Gate 7 International Podcast, a podcast connecting Olympiakos fans from Melbourne to Baltimore, from London to Piraeus. We are 4 Olympiakos fans from every corner of the world, bringing you news and interviews of the team you love in English. With new episodes twice a week, you'll never lose the latest updates and stories of the team you love. This is our team, our city, and our land. Man Aoniro Thrylos. You're listening to the Gate 7 International Podcast.
Welcome to the Gate 7 International Podcast, your official English source for all things Olympiakos FC and Greek football. My name is Peter Thompson. I'm here with Lambros Sirmos and Costa Giannis. We just finished watching a wonderful, wonderful game, the first game of the 2021-22 season. We're going to get right into it after a very brief ad read. As always, we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Brightest International. Brightest International has been helping Greeks ship to and from the motherland during COVID-19. Shipments to Greece are going out from Baltimore, Maryland every month. Fill any large U-Haul box, 18 by 18 by 24. Send it to our friends in Baltimore, and it will be shipped to the port of Piraeus for only $50. Better yet, fill any large wardrobe box and send it for $100. Give them a call at 410-675-4696 or send an email to sales@piraeusintl.com. Lads, oh my God, what have we just watched? There's a whole lot of stuff we could talk about here. There's a lot of stuff we could have talked about before the game even kicked off, to be honest with you, but it was a mess. It was a mess. 1-0 final against Neftci Baku. We do go into Azerbaijan with a 1-goal lead. Of course, reminder that away goals are not a thing. But it's not great. It's not great. We've got a comment from Zaferop05. I need an eye surgery. I think we could all use an eye surgery. Lambros, he's got the glasses, but it's just not enough. It was a really tough one to watch. Of course, a lot of key players out, injuries, red card. Lambro, you were fired up before we started recording. Maybe I'll just let you take it away. We can get a classic Lambro rant, first one of the 2021-22 season. Just get going. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, it's been so long, guys. Good evening. I to all of you guys live. It's really exciting to start this new season, guys, all together until the end. Great to see the fans back in the stadium. Great to see you guys all here. Quite a few of you following live. Anyway, let's just start off on that right side, everyone, huh? We need to talk about Lazar Angelovic. I know.
Here we go. The run has begun. Victory.
Costa, let it happen.
Victory is off.
Anyway, Lazar Angelovic was not good enough tonight. Was not the player he needs to be for this club. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. He's not Olympiakos quality and he needs to go. He needs to go and he needs to go soon. And I have another point. Thanasis Androutsos is a quality rotation player, but he is not good enough for Champions League at this point. Positionally, he's lacking the ability to defend. How many times before we went down a man, everyone, was he just caught out and not playing well? Guys, the problems for this team is down the wings, everyone. Oleg Rayabchuk had a decent night tonight, took a foot to the face for a red card. Brilliant. But the wing play is not good enough for this football team, and I don't know where they're going to find the answers. Mario Vrusai, maybe. Mario Vrusai could be the answer, but it's a disappointing night. You play against a team from a zero-tier country. You play a team that everyone said you should be winning. And that was the performance that we watched. Even before the red card, I just want to say, before the red card, because I know a lot of people are saying it was a red card, it was difficult to play down a man. The play was shit. Let's be very honest about this. And you want to know something else? The play has been dog shit since the team won. My Wi-Fi spotty. Anyway, I will finish on this. The play has been shit since the team won the championship, and these players are still on goddamn vacation, showing no passion for this football club, and I'm tired of it. Ruben Semedo is a joke. He is showing no passion. He's showing nothing on that field, no concentration. And it's becoming a joke, to be honest with you. None of these players, except Matthew Valbuena, 38 years old, decides to show up tonight. What the hell is going on? I've had enough. I've seriously had enough. No one has decided to show up since they won the championship. We were disgraceful in the cup. The friendlies were shit. Versus Aris, they played like crap, and they won 3-0. I'm tired of it. You're gonna lose in the next round to Ludogorets, or you're gonna go to Baku and lose. They need to wake up. They need to wake up, because you don't play like this and make the Champions League group stage. I'm tired of it. It's shit. I don't know what else to say. I'm just sticking this right back. The cup final, they disgraced us and they didn't show up, and they're still on goddamn vacation, and we're supporting this team and they're still on vacation, and it's embarrassing. It is goddamn embarrassing. You're being led by 37, 38-year-old Matthew Valbuena, and the rest of you don't have the balls to show up. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful from Rangelovic, from the others. I don't know what else to say. I'm tired. I'm tired of it, to be honest with you.
Well, very well done.
I have a different opinion.
We missed that.
Go ahead, Costa. Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, first of all, as well, good evening to everyone, or good morning, some of you. I don't know if Aussies are awake now, but yeah, second season for Gate 7 International. 2021 season is underway with a 1-0 victory, going into a game where we've had four players, key players in the team missing, essentially Yann Villa and Youssef El Arabi being ruled out for different reasons. I won't speculate what's been discussed in the media and the press today and what was rumored yesterday about a COVID outbreak in the team. There, I said it. Anyway, I don't think this is the time to be talking about the team playing good football. I don't care to watch good football in a friendly. These games are all about getting the team ready for the season and making sure that we win the league in May, come what may, next year, that we go for the double. And I'm less interested right now in the performance itself, but it's the result that matters. By no means was it pretty. It was hard to watch that game today, but it's the result that counts at the end of the day. And you're looking at a team today that essentially was our B team. When are we ever going to see a midfield of Koundé alone with Masouras cutting in from the right, playing with 10 men from the 30th minute right after the goal, that cut our wings from beneath us? Otherwise, it was a 3-0, 4-0 game after the goal. And yes, it was pathetic down the right-hand side the first 10 minutes. It was woeful. They cut us open multiple times with the same play down the left-hand side with Lawal. One-touch football, Androutos and Rangelovic out of position. Yes, you're right. But again, guys, it was just such a weird game going into it. And looking at the players that were on the pitch, when are we ever going to see Markovic and Surlis playing centre mid? You won't see that in a Greek league game, let alone a Champions League game. And this isn't the best team by any means that we're playing. They
can even put a shot on target. Like, let's be honest here. A competent team beats us 3-1 easily. How many chances they went one-on-one with the keeper? They went right by.
They had a lot of space. They had a lot of space to cause damage. And if we were playing against a good team, they would have punished us and we would be losing 3-0 at half-time or 3-1. But we're not there yet, guys. It's the 21st of July. Pre-season finished like a week ago. We were supposed to play Galatasaray last week. We didn't. We played Aris. We have to kind of look a little bit at the context and what's going on around us. We can't expect the team to be firing on all cylinders like the first match of the season. So it was the same when we played Vitoria Plitzen a couple of years ago. We went out to the Czech Republic to play them in the first leg, and we got a 0-0 draw. It was a drab 0-0 draw, but we got the job done. And then second leg, we went to Karaiskaki and we scored 4. And then that got us into motion. And I remember the players in that video that they did for the 45th title, they all said the hardest game of the season was the Plitzen game, because they didn't have any official matches before that. They were coming out of preseason. Their legs were heavy. And that first game is always difficult. So I understand some frustration about like players like Lazar and, is he of the level? Should he be playing? No, he shouldn't be a starter at Olympiakos. If Olympiakos wants to make a deep run in Europe, you can't do that with Lazar Radjelovic right now. The Lazar Radjelovic that we saw against Krasnodar, yes. But the one that we saw today, you saw misplaced passes today, like 8-10 yard passes from Masouras, who was trying to play a crossfield ball with his left foot that just went straight to the opposition, like a meter away. And you're just pulling your hair out at some of the mistakes that they're making. And you just, again, I'll end on, it's early, it's July, it's the first game of the season. The team's not ready. If the team were playing amazing football right now, I'd be worried, because it means they didn't work at preseason. And you can tell that they've put in work and that they've run their socks off and that they've had a good preseason, because Madi Camara in the 5th minute couldn't run. I don't know if any of you noticed that, but the transition from offense to defense, whenever we lost the ball, the midfield was nowhere. Mm-hmm. They had no legs. So give it some time. We got the result. That's what matters.
Did we get the result though? Are we comfortable going to Baku 1-0 up? No Kamara, probably no El Arabi, potentially no Hassan, potentially no Bouhalakis, potentially no Mvila. Yes, this is the B team, and yes, it's the first game, and yes, we played, everything you said is right, Costa. But are we happy with 1-0? I'm nowhere near comfortable with 1-0. Away?
Given the circumstances?
Yeah. But in terms of advancing, is 1-0 the result that we wanted? Absolutely not.
Are you scared? Are you scared of this team?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
Did you see the left
We got
winger,
one.
man?
What did he do? What did he do? He got the ball down the left wing. He never went outside.
We are lucky to have scored 1. It should be, if it weren't for Madi Camara scoring one of the best goals of the season, it would have been 0-0. 0-0 against Baku. I don't care that it's the B team. I don't care. Baby Camara is better than any player on that team. And he came on the bench. We should fucking beat them without Socrates, without Mvila. No. I understand one match. Yeah, I understand it's not going to be brilliant because it's the first game and they had games already, so they're going to be sharper, and they were sharper. And Kenny Lala should have played today as well. I see that comment from Zaferopo 5. But we did not get the result I wanted. 2 goals, maybe I'd be happy, I'd be comfortable, but it's not, if we are as toothless in attack as we were today, next week, we might just not score a goal, and then maybe they get one. They got a lot of looks on target, but they just weren't, talented enough to put them away. They didn't get lucky. But I could see it going 1-0 to them next time.
Damn right I could. If
that's why I'm not
38
happy with
Matthew
the result.
Valbuena doesn't carry Olympiakos, are you kidding me? It's embarrassing. The best we've got is a 30.
I'll come on the show shirtless, topless, if we don't. Maybe most people don't want to see that, but yeah.
It's just
I'll be astonished. I'll be astonished if we do not progress.
The problem is not that whatever. I don't give a shit about 1-0 to Baku or whatever. Just the football purely has been shit for a long time.
First
the
game
players
of the
have been underperforming for a long time.
Though, as far as first game of the
first game of the season.
Especially they were probably coming in conceded because
I'm still pissed off about the cup final. I don't know if this has come through on the podcast, but those clowns decided to not show up and go on vacation, and a lot of them still are on vacation. I'm sorry, Ruben Semedo, are you kidding me? I know we won the game. But you're playing one of the worst teams in the competition. and this is what we're watching, we were shocking. And the comment about going a man down is beautiful because the team looked like dog shit up 11 on 11. So sure, like it's the first game. Let's chill out a little bit. Okay. But there's certain players who are riding the goddamn bus and taking the money for this team. Like I've really had enough with the underperformance. I've had enough of the excuses, not showing up in the cup final, not preparing, not running, not working hard. And it's been showing, and it's creeping up. It's creeping up. What's going to happen? Am I going to be stunned if we go out next week? I'll be shocked, but am I going to be stunned? No.
Nick Galathakis is saying, do you want a chill pill, mate?
Thing is,
Labrador, forget the cup final. Forget the cup final. That was last season. Bruma was on the team. Bruma's gone now. So
I see. Okay. I understand the whole like first game thing. I do. I'm not saying like, I'm not saying like these players need to be punished. Like I understand they were not like in top season form. I didn't expect them to be. And I think in the episode we did with Patrick, I predicted 2-0. I would have been happy with 2-0. I would have felt comfortable going to Baku up 2-0. But like this game, like I'm just saying 1-0 for me in a game where we looked like we could have very well not scored. That's not comfortable for me. Like I get it. We didn't concede in the end of the day. They're not like insane. They don't have an insane prowess in attack. And we got a goal. I understand that. And we had a couple other chances. But like for me, based on today, 1-0 is not like the result that I would think is necessary. I know it's Olympiakos and it's Baku, but based on just what I saw today, I am cautiously worried about the second game. Remember, like I said, no Mari Kamara, probably no Erarabi. We don't know what the deal is with Socrates. If I suppose he's in quarantine, so if he tests negative enough times, he can come. Hassan cramped or whatever. It doesn't seem serious, but who knows? Bouhalakis, we don't know. A lot of things up in the air. So we'll have to wait and see. I liked the energy from a lot of the substitutes today, the younger players, a lot of the new signings and the loan players, or the players who were loaned out last year played very well. I will give that. And we can talk about some of those players if we can be more positive. I think there's time for that. But I'm just saying, me personally, and I understand Costa, like it's definitely likely that we even if we draw, it's definitely likely we do not go out in this round. And it's also definitely likely that we will get better. But 1-0 does not give me like vibes that we can just go in and not care about the second game. We still have to play. We still have to really play that game, which worries me.
Of course. If you don't if you don't deserve to be in the Champions League group stages, you don't deserve to be there, and you have to prove that you're good enough. And this is like another mini preseason. What we're going through right now, we should be beating teams like Neftci Baku. We should be beating teams like Ludogorets. In the playoffs, we're likely to get a team that's on the same level as us in terms of ability, talent, skill, etc. And there's going to be a test. And there's a progression there in terms of the caliber of the opponents that we have. So, and I'm sure that's also what's going through the manager's head. Of course, like these are competitive games and there's a different kind of pressure. It's not a friendly, the result matters. We got the result today. And I'm confident that we will go there next week. Whether it's the easy way or the hard way, we'll go through. We'll scrape a 0-0, another 1-0. It can't possibly get worse in terms of performance. It can only get better. And again, I understand we're Olympiakos fans. We want to see good football even in a friendly. But let's be real. This isn't that it's not normal for us to be playing good football in July without our deep-lying playmaker and without our number 9. So just we need to. I'm a little bit more. I'm a bit less pessimistic right now.
Yeah. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, I see what you're saying about the performance can only get better, but I think you replay that game with the same performances, and it doesn't always finish 1-0 to Olympiakos. Mari hits his shot over the bar, and they convert one, and it's 0-1 to Baku.
But that's the difference.
And we do the same thing next week, they could get a goal, and we could get shut out. That's all I'm saying. It worries me because what we saw today is like not going to consistently put us on the top. I totally agree. We probably will go through. We probably will beat Ludogorets or whoever we play. To be fair, they drew with Mura, so maybe we don't even play Ludogorets. But
let's get there. Let's get there first. We don't care what Ludogorets and Mura do.
Yeah.
Next week we have a job to do. We'll go over there. We'll play the game. They will learn from today's game. They'll take that learning into the return leg. They've got a week to prepare, to rest, to prep, watch the tape, and go there and do what they have to do. So there are positives from today, guys. Seriously, Svetozar Markovic,
fantastic player.
Lagis, clean sheet.
He did.
Played well.
He did. Five shots on. They had 5 shots on target. He made 5 saves today, and one was one-on-one.
He came out for some set pieces really nicely as well. He had a good game. Yeah, absolutely. Baby Camara came on, played well.
Guys, you saw the spaces. You saw the spaces in behind in the second half. They're going to be chasing a goal in the next game. We're going to be a bit tighter, and we're going to hit them on the counter, and we'll get a goal or 2.
Brusai as well. Good performance.
Brusai was very good when he came on. He looked like his old self. Yeah.
We can say, there's a lot of positives. I think a lot of the
Thrylos.
Thrylos as well. I think, guys, I think it has to do with it's just a conceited attitude on the part of the players, and I partially don't blame them because this is a game that we're supposed to win. It's a very small team compared to Olympiakos. No disrespect to Baku fans, but we
all disrespect to them. They're like a nothing team. Are you kidding me?
Don't be mean.
I don't give a shit. Like Neftci Baku, as they say in Greek, not even their mother knows them. Olympiakos should beat Neftci Baku.
Yes, they should. But look. All I'm saying is Ruben Semedo is thinking the same thing that you're thinking, Nabro, and that's why he's not focused, and that's why he's playing like shit. But Thrylos, all these young players that came on, they actually they're like, this is my chance. And that's why you see it. You see it. So that's something that we can build on. Let's see more of them in the starting 11 next week. We can maybe talk about tactics for the next
to start. I think
those guys were really in it.
We don't have much choice next week in terms of midfield.
We don't have any choice.
Giannis out.
Giannis out.
He's out.
Is he confirmed out?
Yeah, he's not in the list. He got taken off the list today, so he.
We don't get a new list. Okay.
Yeah, so he's out. Maddie's out. Bukhalagis looks like he's out.
Yep.
And
Kunde and Thrylos.
Kunde and Thrylos are the only players we have in midfield. Yeah.
And Svetozar, is he gonna? So he's gonna go to 4-2-3-1, and Matthew Valbuena is gonna start. Is that?
Baby Camara starts in the 10.
That was maybe some sort of blessing in disguise. The fact that Valbuena came on early, because he made us
also. I don't want to rely on Matthew too much for a long term. But
remember, we were saying, shall we even sign? Remember when we had that conversation? Shall we even re-sign Matthew Valbuena? He's too old.
We're just gonna need to pace him. If we can pace him more, if we don't burn him out 2 months into the season, he can be a contributor for us. But for these moments, we're gonna need him. I think this will be a part of the season when we need him, and maybe he plays a bit less once we're through to the group stage or past these first couple rounds. But yeah, I think especially for the second game when maybe we'll have a bit more of an opportunity as they're trying to get a goal. Maybe if Valbuena does start, but I also think Baby Camara could play in the number 10. He was quite good, I would say.
Yeah, no, I agree, Peter. Honestly, I think what happened to Pepe and Thiago Silva needs to happen yesterday to Lazar Angelovic. He's blocking the path. I don't want to beat the dead horse here, but some of these wingers show us something that he does not have. Baby Camara, Chumic as well, guys. I really was hoping to see Chumic tonight. I assume if there was no injuries, we would have seen him tonight. But yeah, like Costa said, like these are almost like glorified friendlies. Of course, they're competitive, but I saw a comment. Who was it? Grigoris told me to calm the F down. It's a new season. Yeah, I understand. I really do understand. I just want to make clear to you guys, these past 3 seasons have been really good under Pedro Martins, but Olympiakos has gone out in qualifications. These are not guaranteed matches. We've gone out to Hapoel Beersheva. I understand it was under different circumstances, but we need to not be like, we're too good for this. Like, we're much better. Like, we don't even need to think about this. Like, there needs to be a level of seriousness that wasn't on that pitch. Even in the Victoria Plzen game, it was hard to watch. It was ugly, but there was a level of seriousness that I felt was lacking from certain players tonight. And I'm just worried. I'm happy we've won. I'm not happy with the scoreline, but I'm not ready to say I'm not ready to say that this is a surefire thing, because a red card comes and then who knows what happens, like it happened tonight.
Well, shifting a little bit, do you guys want to get into some player ratings and we can go into the conversations? Obviously, the analytics are not out. We'll probably tweet some stuff out in the next couple of days, maybe highlighting some players who played well or, you know, some concerning cases. But why don't we start with the goalkeeper? Kostas Tsourlakis got a clean sheet. Geez, I'll tell you what, lads. I know what a player rating is, of course, but like my scale may be quite a ways off. I don't know if we're doing like the Football Manager scale, where like everyone is either a 6 or a 7. Or what? I know in FM, goalkeepers usually are almost always between a 6.8 and a 6.9, no matter what they do. So maybe I'll just say a 7 for Tsourlakis. You know, he wasn't called on a ton, so I'm not going to give him a upper echelon rating, but he did everything that he needed to do. He was strong. He was confident, decent distributing, both throwing and kicking as well, I would say. Yeah, he did. He clean sheet, so we can't really say too much negative about Tsourlakis.
I agree.
Lambro?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Still think Christian's no.
Did you see the little hesitation? It was like, I'm going to agree. No.
Yeah. No, he was great tonight. I remember there was a ball over the top where Ruben Semedo played like an absolute idiot who doesn't know how to defend, and Tsourlakis made a great save. Really well done. Ruben Semedo, poor. Let's move on, I guess.
I guess maybe we skip to Semedo here for the rating. Lambro, what do you want to give Semedo for today?
I think he's really deserved his 4.5 out of 10. I just think it was a brilliant disaster class from him. I think 4. And I'm getting real tired. He cost us a cup final. It has to be said. Don't forget. Never forget. And anyway.
4 for me, I think. I'll use whole numbers. I'll just say 4. Anyway. Costa, what about you?
It's a 5 for me. I don't know. The whole team was kind of shaky in the first half, but there were a couple of moments just you had that classic kind of Semedo erraticness. Even when he made that bursting run at the end of the second half, when he went forward and he was driving into the defense, and you're just like, okay, mate, like pass the ball now. And then he lost the ball right outside their box and he had to run back. It's like, oh God. So no, it wasn't great. Probably a 5 for me.
Well, over to the left, we've got Oleg. Played the whole game, I believe. Yeah. I'm going to go with a 5 there. Maybe looked a pinch better than the friendlies, but the crossing is just not there whatsoever. We have to say it, guys. He hits them he hits line drives. Like it just does not, that's not how you cross, you know, and he's never going to be hitting players' heads, hitting the cross like that. So that's something he needs to work on. We've talked about that. The rest of his game, I would say, was okay. So I'll give him a 5. Maybe that's a bit higher than what you two will say, but what do you guys think about Oleg?
For me, he gets a 6 because he got a kick to the face at the end. Or whatever
I was about to say the same thing. I was going to give him a 6 as well, and his energy was very good. Lots nonstop running for preseason. Literally, I'm upset that a lot of players didn't show enough heart out there tonight, and I feel like he was one of the players who just kept going and fought.
He always does.
Yeah, and I know he may not be the most talented technically, but I really enjoy that in his play, and I didn't. Yeah.
Grigorios Kotsias says, tough to find an MVP. I would say Oleg as per bravery. We'll give our man of the match at the end. For now, though, in the comments, I think we posted a poll on this on Twitter as well, but in the comments, whether you're watching live or delayed, which red card was more egregious, Madi or the Baku player who kicked Oleg? Which one was worse? Tell us in the comments now while we go through the rest of the players. Anyway.
It's on our Twitter feed as well, guys.
Yeah, we have a Twitter poll, so give that a vote, retweet, do the whole share, and we'll have a great old fun time with that. Anyway, next,
you know what's super frustrating with him is that he gets the ball down the left-hand side, and when we're in build-up, you see that he gets the ball and he has some space in front of him and he has pace, and you're just screaming at him saying, "Run at him." Or just, run and then knock the ball past him and get into the box. And he doesn't do it. He kind of receives the ball. He looks forward and he's like, nah, I'm going to turn back and play a safe pass. And again, guys, we've said it 1,000 times over. And it's, they've said it in the comments. When you're used to Omar and Tsimikas, that's why we keep having this conversation about the wing backs and the wing play. In transition, Oleg's great because he's got that pace and he'll get in behind and he's brave. But yeah, when we're building up and we're playing possession football, leaves a lot to be desired.
Next player that we can go to, I guess, would be Markovic. We already gave a little shout out to at the beginning. I'm torn between a 7 and an 8 for Svetozar. I was, would have said maybe a lower score, but when he moved to the midfield, he really impressed me in terms of, when a player can play 2 positions in one game. I think that's always a really difficult ask, especially what I believe is his first official game with Olympiakos, if I'm not mistaken on that. Did he play a couple before he got loaned out?
Played against Kalamata in the cup.
Oh, well, his first real game for Olympiakos. Yeah. I think maybe I'm going to say a 7, but I could be convinced an 8. He played really well. I was impressed. I want to see more. I don't know if we will see more of him in the midfield, but I was quite impressed by how good and how confident on the ball he was, especially. So definitely would like to see him play in the second game, and I'm pretty sure he probably will.
I guess it's me. Yeah, he's hungry to prove something, and it showed. I think he's a good player. To be honest with you, there were still a few moments, Costa, I don't know if you picked up on this, where I think he maybe it was at the beginning of the game where he made 1 or 2 mistakes. Maybe I'm nitpicking. I just remember maybe 1 mistake.
Left-footed stuff in the box.
Yeah, and then one time he got fouled very softly, but messed it up on a head. Does that sound right?
Oh, at the beginning of the game. Yeah. I know.
I'm just nitpicking again. Brilliant first performance on a competitive stage for Markovic. Honestly, there should be places up to grab at the central defense position. That's my opinion, and I think Markovic is in a good shot to win one of those positions.
For me, he seemed like the more reliable centre back in the
Absolutely.
pairing, and I think Semedo's been a good servant to the club, but I do think that he should be sold.
Even if his value goes down even more.
Yeah, even if it's not like a 10 or 12 million, even if it's not as much money as was being reported, I think that we need to sell. And I saw things in this guy today, just the ability on the ball, the confidence, and he was strong in the challenge. He wasn't shying away. His positioning was good. His reactions were good. Again, he's not playing against the best opposition, but he was reliable. And when he needed to make a big tackle, he made it. At the beginning of the game, Lazarov got inside and he recovered well. I think that was in the first 2-3 minutes, guys. I don't know if you remember that, but he made a big block at the beginning of the game when Lazarov was through on the left-hand side. So, yeah, he impressed me, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of him this season. And if Semedo does go, I wouldn't be surprised to see him pairing up with Socrates at the back. I give him a 7. I'm tempted to also give him an 8, but I don't think anybody deserved an 8 today. It was a good performance from him.
Yep. I don't know if we want to give Cisse a rating, but I was honestly a bit surprised to see him. You know, I guess it was almost by necessity with.
So happy to see him, though.
Yeah,
I don't know about you, Peter, but like when he came on, I'm just like, I have missed you. Like I love this guy. Like he always gave everything, and it just was a bit of reassurance. I don't know. It was just like really nice to see. I just never thought he would play for us again. It felt okay. You know, it felt good seeing him play. But I don't know, 6 maybe. That it?
Yeah, it's hard to rate a substitute appearance a lot of times. Yeah, you know, so we can. But I just wanted to give him a shout out. I would be happy if he stayed with us this year, especially if Semedo goes. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, over to Andrutsos on the right. I'm gonna go with a 5. Maybe that's a bit generous. Yeah, he was getting caught out quite a bit on defense. I want to see Kenny Lala more. I know Andrutsos is academy player and he's Greek and you know he was good last year, but Kenny Lala get in the pitch. Maybe Andrutsos can find a spot in the midfield right now with Koundé while other players are injured. But yeah, give me Kenny Lala for the next leg, I think, in any way, shape, or form.
If not now, Peter, then when? It is the time for Andrutsos to return to the midfield with Koundé and Thrylos, Kenny Lala to come in. That's my opinion. Anyway.
So you're saying 4-3-3 for next week with those 3?
Indeed, I am. Or
I don't know if I think that's an interesting
3-4-3 maybe. I don't know.
3-4-3 I honestly don't know. With Lala as a center back, or
no, Lala at right back and Cisse, Markovic, Semedo, I would assume, and then midfield of Koundé, Thrylos.
So no
Koundé. I felt. Koundé, it's really hard to judge, but I'm just like, he's not a defensive midfielder. Does that sound right to you guys? Like I felt like
I was saying this as well. Even like Madi and Koundé, maybe it's just because I'm used to Villa in the midfield, but I feel like we missed something defensively. But we can get to the midfield later. What are your guys' ratings for Thanasi today? 5,
maybe lower. It'd be nice.
If I could give a 5.5, I'd give a 5.5. But if it's 5 and a 6, it's a 5. The first 20-30 minutes down that right hand side was woeful. It was woeful. That's the only word I can think of. But you're right. He might get the chance to play in centre mid next week because we don't have many options, and then Kenny can slot in on the right. And yeah, let's see.
I just want to see Lala anyway. I don't care what else happens, but yeah, we need to see that. So going into the midfield, Bouchalakis, obviously, you know, he started but barely played. I actually thought he was looking quite positive in attack before he got subbed off, but, you know, it's not enough minutes, in my opinion, to give him a rating.
Not worth it.
You know, he did all right. It's unfortunate he's out. Hopefully he can come back. We did briefly mention Koundé. 5 again, guys, for Koundé. He wasn't awful, but, you know, I think kind of got screwed over by the sending off as well. Like he just got put in a tough position for a while, being basically alone in the midfield by himself before Markovic moved up the pitch. So, I'd say a 5 for Koundé. Just not really a great performance, but I'm not worried about him. I think he'll be fine.
I agree.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just think it was a very difficult position to put him in without Bouchalakis, without Kamara, without Envia. Like, as Costa mentioned, it was like a 5-3-1 with like, what was it, Masuras next to him and Balbuena.
That was Hassan like, and Koundé in like a diamond.
Exactly. Like it was a bit of a mess for him. So no shame in a bad game tonight for him. I felt like, and he's not completely fit as well. He had to come off because he was just dead. Yeah, I think that's fair.
I'm not sure how hot it was in Athens tonight, but
It looked hot.
It looked like they were sweating hard. Like,
I don't know what the weather was like in Baku, but maybe maybe a bit cooler. Anyway, I guess Madi is an interesting case. I mean, he did only play 40 minutes, but scored the goal and then also got sent off. So I don't know what we do with that. I'm honestly inclined to give him a 6 because he literally scored a wonder goal and is the only reason that we won the game. He made it a bit more of a headache and maybe would have gotten more goals if he didn't get sent off. But I'm still going to say a 6 just because I not to be like Football Manager and just give someone an 8.1 whenever they score a goal, even if it's a tap in. But like Madi's goal really was fantastic and game changing. So I'll give him a 6.
His goal gets a 10 out of 10, and his scissor kick to the face gets a 10 out of 10 as well.
A 0.
No, but it was like when he scored the goal, his value went up to 20 million again, like undisputed. And then when he did the scissor kick, it just
I felt his value go. It hurt.
Yeah,
it felt his value going down.
And then it went.
Yeah, that was pain. That was pain. But
yeah,
I don't know what he was thinking going up for that with players nearby. It's a poor decision from Madi, but. Yeah.
Has he ever been sent off too? I honestly don't remember.
That's his first ending off.
That's what I thought. I was about to say I've never remembered Matt again even
it's
2 yellow
very
cards.
uncharacteristic of him for me.
Yeah. Who's next?
How about this guy?
Masouras.
Not his best game. He looked tired to me. 5.
Yeah, he looked
5.
Yeah.
4 maybe. Yeah. Not as bad as Semedo, but I'm also going to put him on a 4. It's a forgettable one for him. It's always the way it is with Masouras. We get our hopes up, down, up, down, up, down. We'll see. It's obviously also early, so maybe he'll pick it up. But yeah, get better, Yorgos. We believe in you, and keep working hard. I'm sure you'll find it. Lazar, 4, 3. I'll go 4, maybe
2.
2.
Yeah. He's just
2 whole points worse than Semedo.
He's just one of the worst footballers I've ever seen. Like, just tragic. It's like him and Seba, who like got the most appearances for this club, and I'm gonna go back on their Wikipedia and be like, how the goddamn hell did Lazar Angelovic play 65 games for Olympiakos? How the hell did Seba play like 65? Like, it's these type of players you're like, did I lose something? Am I an idiot? Or what's the problem here? And anyway, just I want him gone so bad. I just never want to see him again. I would literally release him on a free Thiago Silva style. I hate him. Anyway,
maybe we can loan him to Aris Labra.
Big Bam.
Oh, jeez, he's one of the worst footballers I've ever seen. Like. He's just tragic. He's just terrible. It's incredible. It's honestly incredible. But anyway.
Hassan?
We have a comment from Olympiakos Worldwide. Seba played almost 100 games for us. Lambro, how does that make you feel?
I've endured so much pain following the football club at times. Like, I just wish, like, the simple things. Like, Lazar.
Well, okay,
right
surely,
there. Like,
once again,
yes.
Baby Kamara and Vrusai we're not going to rate, but today they proved to me that they are above Lazar on the depth chart.
Vrusai can dribble the goddamn ball, Peter. Vrusai can dribble the ball. Like, he is fantastic at the one-on-one. Like, he's great.
He's back.
He's back as well.
He had a couple sparks last year after his
Greek national team call coming soon.
Don't talk about the national team. Don't talk about that.
We don't, Lambro, don't bring that up.
We don't talk about the national team.
Well, Costa, let's do Valbuena and then Hassan. Valbuena, I want to say a 6. I think he's God bless that man. Like he gives it all, but he gets tired, man. But I still say a 6. He did have the assist. It was a nice sneaky pass, not what the defenders were expecting. So, yeah, what do you guys think? 6?
Yeah, maybe a bit more, 6.5. I thought
6.5.
he was great.
Vasiliki Adonakaki, you're on the wrong podcast, my dear. But, seriously, no, thank you for
How did
joining us.
Panathinaikos do in their Champions League game today? Does anyone know? Anyone know the score?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't even. Also, I real quick, can I respond to a few comments?
Nice.
Giannis from Peristeri said Lazar came clutch 2 years ago.
He did.
He
did.
Zafier,
He won us the cup, baby. Zafer up on 5.
You need to remember Lazar won us the cup and won us the match in Krasnodar. Guys, it's been 2 goddamn years. Like, I wish I could live like off my past accomplishments 2 years ago. Just be like, I don't have to do anything in my life. I graduated university 2 years ago. Life is done for me. I graduated 2. Come on, people. Come on. Like, let's grow up now. I was in the building when Lazar did this too, for the record, and I saw it.
Well,
I still hate him.
Let's move on to Hassan. We have a comment from Panos Agielakis. Hassan is a ghost, unbelievable. And Lambro, you are so true about Lazar. So there you go, Lambro. Hassan, I'm going to give a 5. It's a classic Hassan performance, really. He was a bit more involved, maybe kind of was forced to be when there was one less player on the pitch, but it's a classic Hassan performance. That being said, we're going to need him next week, so hopefully he can figure out what is going on with the cramps. I don't think it's that serious. So, you know, what do you guys think?
Bingo, right here. Bingo.
Panos again. Oh, Franco Jara. Is that how I say this?
Yes,
God. The cup 2, so what? He is awful.
Thank you. Like, people just live off of Lazar's goals against... I think it's the Kalo, Polikalo. People just love it so much. They don't want him to go. But anyway, not going to get into it. This is a nice little comment here as well by George. I'll leave that for the viewers. Anyway. Also a nice one. A follow-up. Beautiful. Anyway, guys, I don't think Hassan's a bad player, but like when you're down 10 men, you need a bit of a striker who can run behind, I feel almost like. But anyway, we know what Hassan's about. I don't want to rant about Hassan, to be honest. I can't wait until Tiquinho comes back. He could be literally, I don't even know what Tiquinho is as a player, but I just hope it's better than what we saw tonight.
It is. A good Tiquinho is better than Hassan, I would say. And I think Costa would agree based off what we saw in the friendlies. But I think that's all of our players, lads. Do we want to give out man of the match, coach's grade for today? I'll start. I'll say Solakis, the goalkeeper, my guy. I'll give him man of the match because honestly, Markovic was good, but it was a very disgusting game. Shout out to Markovic. Shout out to Baby Kamara. Shout out to Vrusai as well. Coach's grade is tough to assign because I don't blame Martins for us playing badly. It's the time of year when we should be playing badly, as Costa mentioned earlier. And he basically had to throw out the playbook when Madi got sent off. So I'll just say B+ for Martins. I don't really know. This isn't one that I pin on him really. Although Pedro, if you don't play goddamn Kenny Lala in the next game, we're going to have words and I'm going to give you an F. I don't even care if we win. So anyway, B+ for Martins today though. And Solakis man of the match. Costa, what about you?
Yeah, I would agree with the manager. I think he had a real tough time in the last 48 hours prepping the team for this kind of game with all of the surprises and last minute injuries or last minute failed COVID tests or whatever happened these last few days. He had a lot to react to during the game. He got the result. I think he patched up the team pretty well. He trusted Markovic, gave him a cap. He could have played Avram. There was some talk that Avram might play instead of him today, but in the end he went for young blood. And I think he gets a B for me, and then man of the match for me is Markovic, followed closely by Valbuena, because I think he had an important bearing on the game. His pass for the goal was just pure precision along the ground, no bounce, just perfectly weighted pass for that shot. Like that pass is half the goal, and then the rest is kind of Kamara putting his foot through it. And it's just such an honor, like, to see a 37, 38-year-old playing with that kind of passion, and giving, setting the example for the whole team.
Yeah, for me, actually, Valbuena's man of the match, to be honest. I thought his hold-up play, his dribbling, his leadership was extreme, his energy. And Pedro, I will give a B minus maybe as well. Don't know what more to say. I also I see this comment, Lazar has a lot of potential, Hassan as well, Koundé, great potential, sure. Kamara, best player of a couple of years, sure. Lazar has the same potential as Emre Mor. They have potential. They have potential to open up a new nightclub. That's about it. And I don't have much more to say, guys. And not to be all downers, excited to have you all back, excited to have another season moving forward. Just a disappointing night. I really hope things go better next week, and we hear and we see some better football, to be honest with you guys. And yeah, anyway.
One more thing I want to bring up, guys. We got a comment from Nick Duz. Don't forget to shout out Giannis Antetokounmpo for winning the championship with the Bucks last night. We did not want to forget. Big shout out. I don't know if we have any basketball fans. I know a lot of our listeners are European, but what an absolute performance. One of the best performances in the finals in a closeout game that I've ever seen. Incredible stuff from Giannis. Really incredible. Incredible from him. And we're all very happy and proud of everything he's achieved in the NBA. He's genuinely on pace to become an all-time great. So it's amazing to see that. Big stuff. So yeah, that's a very good point. We do want to give Giannis a shout out.
We could do a whole podcast on Giannis, guys.
Oh, I could gush about him Costa was awake. It was 6 a.m. for you when you woke up, Costa? And I just finished up. Yeah, and I was just gushing to you in the chat. Like, this was amazing. He played so amazingly well. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
So happy for that guy. I've never met him in my life, and I probably never will. But like, I'm just so happy for him. Like, it's just an amazing human being. He was
like a little kid, man.
Yeah, no.
So happy to be winning.
And so beautiful. humble.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable attitude and just unbelievable desire to win, to lead his team to victory, and to score half the points that they scored tonight and 20 points in the third quarter when they were behind.
Yeah.
Unreal. Just unreal, man.
Yeah. He's elite mentality from Giannis. So yeah. Big congratulations to him. But I think that about wraps us up. We do have a comment here from Zaferup05. He says, news coming in saying that Bouchalakis is available for next match. So that's really promising. So maybe we see Bouchalakis and Koundé in the midfield and then just a two-man midfield. But either way, that's great news. So thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think that's about all we got. Hope everybody enjoyed. Appreciate everyone for sending in the chat. It's nice to have the chat really popping off again. We had so many great comments. And, you know, we couldn't show them all, but either way, it was really nice reading through them. So thank you so much for listening, especially if you've made it this far. Make sure to subscribe, give us a like on YouTube if you're listening on YouTube. And, you know, we appreciate all the listening.
I got something very quick, guys. We're approaching 100 episodes of the podcast.
It's true.
We said at the beginning, it's the second season that we're doing this. We couldn't do it without you guys. We see all the names and the people that are coming every week, week in, week out, whenever we go live. Big shout out to all of you, wherever you are. Thank you so much for your support. Please do subscribe on YouTube. Go and check out our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter. Go ahead, guys, and like tell your friends. If you want us to keep doing this, I mean, we will, but it definitely encourages us to keep going and keep coming back and engaging with you guys and having these conversations. So big shout out to everybody.
Lads, I just realized, do you know what episode number this is?
Is it 100? No, it's not.
No, it's not. But it's an episode number that
97.
Is player's number. It's the Lazar episode.
Oh,
number 97, baby. The Lazar Andreevich episode. I can't believe I
my.
didn't know this until now. But yes, Costa's right. We will have. I'm sure we can
It all
think of
makes
something
sense.
fun for episode number 100. But yes, the Lazar episode. That's fantastic. I might just
Also-
title it that, guys. That might just.
Peter,
have
can I give a quick shout out as well? Guys, you should be following our Instagram or Twitter. Incredible content going out, news breaking, especially on the Instagram. Great graphics. We're working hard on that, informing you guys of news stories in English. Give us a follow. And
In case you didn't know who does the graphics, that was like great graphics.
No, I gotta give shout out to Costa. Costa does a lot of them. But anyway.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for listening to the Lazar episode. We'll be back soon, either this weekend or next week, depending on what goes on. We might have some news that comes in next weekend. Transfers are still coming in, still hearing stuff. So there's always some things to be talking about. So until then, everybody, have a great rest of your week, and we will see you very soon.
Γεια χαρά, μάγκες. You just listened to an episode of the Gate 7 International Podcast, a podcast connecting Olympiakos fans from Brussels to Tokyo, from Toronto to Geneva. We are 4 Olympiakos fans from every corner of the world, bringing you news and interviews of the team you love in English. With new episodes twice a week, you will never miss out on the latest updates and stories of the team you love. If you liked what you heard, make sure to follow us on social media at Gate7INTL, give us a subscribe on YouTube, or even leave a review on all our podcast channels. Until next time, this is our team, our city and our story. Thrylos είσαι. Στο μυαλό κάτι μαγικό.